The Montgomery Parks Foundation is a champion for Montgomery County parks, cultivating financial support and public engagement of county residents and businesses. Its headquarters are in Silver Spring.
So the Montgomery Parks Foundation is the 501c3 charitable organization established to support the Department of Parks here in Montgomery County. Our mission is to raise awareness and interest of the community and businesses to support the 420 parks and 35,000 acres of public land that Montgomery Parks takes care of and is responsible for. The foundation was started in 1992 by the Montgomery County Planning Board. It was started because they received a gift of a large piece of property and wanted to create a charitable organization to accept that gift. The foundation has been in place since then, with a small period of time when it was shuttered, when they were trying to determine a better model for closer alignment with the needs of the department. We're here today at Josiah Henson Park because this is one of the largest projects that the foundation has taken on since we were revived in 2010. This is a historic site that dedicated to Reverend Josiah Henson. This is the property where he was enslaved, and it is an extraordinary story of strength and faith and freedom, and we're delighted to be a part of this project. The Planning Board has dedicated $4.85 million to bring this park online as a public benefit to tell the story of Josiah Henson, and the Montgomery Parks Foundation has agreed to raise $2 million to match that funding as well.
So we're in the Riley Bolton House here at the Josiah Henson Park, and this is going to be the site of the new museum, which is coming to the park in the near future. And it's here where we're going to focus on the story of Reverend Josiah Henson and his Maryland experience growing up enslaved here in Montgomery County on the Isaac Riley plantation. Josiah Henson was a remarkable man who was born enslaved. Later, during his enslavement, became a Methodist minister, escaped to freedom as a middle-aged man, established a community for runaways in Ontario, Canada, called the Dawn Settlement, becoming an abolitionist, and then later an actual conductor on the Underground Railroad, who then in 1849 writes an autobiography of his life story in order to help gain the freedom of his brother. This is picked up by Harriet Beecher Stowe, who writes her phenomenal worldwide classic Uncle Tom's Cabin. The Parks Foundation will be doing some major fundraising for the museum and helping to collect funds for the exhibitions that are going to be placed within the formal museum, the building, the Isaac Riley and Bolton House, as well as the outdoor exhibits that are going to be featured within the park.
The entire project includes creating a visitor center on the other side of this historic house where visitors will be able to come and view a film, and there will be a gift shop and some other amenities for the park. There'll be a bus drop-off area there. We're in a very tight space here. It's only about 2 acres. The funding that the foundation will raise will help with develop the interpretive plan, which is already in place.
The Josiah Henson Museum is one of the many projects supported by the foundation.
We help Brookside Gardens. They're in the middle of a master plan project where they need to raise some additional funding, so we're working with our colleagues there. We work with people who, staff members who are in charge of trails, in charge of tennis centers, all the different amenities within the parks. If there's a project or a program that would be particularly interesting to donors, we engage our members and our donors to help us support those projects. So University of Maryland basketball star Steve Francis, who later went on to play in the NBA, grew up in Tacoma Park, near Tacoma Piney Branch Park, and he dedicated the basketball court there to his coach, and a pavilion there to his mother. So we were delighted to have that kind of celebrity status help us, and it's a beautiful amenity, and the kids love it, and so we're really pleased to have played a role in that.
The Montgomery Parks Foundation also manages a tribute bench program.
Many people who go into the parks will see benches that have plaques on them. People use that as an opportunity to honor someone who may have, a family member who may have passed away, someone who's celebrating a birthday, joyous occasions, sad occasions. We get all of those things.
Trees and bricks can be donated in honor of friends or family members as well. You can also dedicate a playground or field in someone's honor.
It started as an idea of a way to memorialize a dear, dear friend of ours in the community. Derek was 14 when he died tragically about close to 3 years ago, and it really shook the community to its core. So Derek's parents, Marie and Chong Park, worked with the Park Foundation to help really kind of put everything together. He was just an amazing boy. Very creative. He loved the outdoors. He played soccer. He was a goalie on one of my son's teams, and he loved being out here. And so they thought it was the perfect way to just keep his memory alive. So they worked with the Parks Foundation. They were trying to figure out the best way to do it, and they had this idea of dedicating this soccer field. And the Parks Foundation was amazing. They were so willing to work with Marie and Chong. Derek also loved Taekwondo, and so they worked with his teachers at Flying Kicks and had a fundraiser for so many dollars per kicker. The whole Park family was involved, and it was a great event, and they raised a whole lot of money and worked with the Park Foundation to donate that money and put together this field. So they bought new goals, new nets, and then we're able to work with the park to fund a sign and the bench and the tree and everything. And I can't tell you how easy it was working with the Park Foundation. They were so responsive, so dedicated, and helped out tremendously, gave advice, gave manpower, and it was really smooth and lovely.
The Montgomery Parks Foundation accepts donations of all kinds. We take small and large gifts. Obviously, a project like Josiah Henson Park and at Brookside Gardens, we're looking for more major gifts, but we frequently get gifts of all sizes. We have a membership program, a Friends of Montgomery Parks program, where you can more closely align with opportunities in the parks that other people may not have access to. We also work with businesses. We're creating a corporate sponsorship program to help us get the support of the business community visible in our parks. And we just look for ways that people can support the parks that they love, because nobody is more than 2 miles from a park in Montgomery County.
For more information about the Montgomery Parks Foundation, go to montgomeryparksfoundation.org.